on, ladies and gentlemen? We are getting started here with combining today. Had a few acres open up. Go and see what it's all about. Just airing up the tires on a header trailer. We're just patching up a few things. Got a little bit of stuff to do in the head. We've been working on the combine here this morning. We just have some chains to tighten, broken bolt to get out, to put a shield back on, but otherwise should be all set. Alright, so it's the next day. We were gonna start yesterday, but we just kept finding some stuff that we wanted to get all wrapped up on the combine and didn't really want to cut any corners, so here we are. We're headed out to the field. We would have only got a little bit done yesterday anyways, so it is almost 12:30 here, so we're gonna take and hopefully get a little bit done today. Just get rocking and rolling. Harvest season, baby. Alright, so we're started. Currently the moisture average is 14.3, but we went down along the headlands and there were some weeds and some beans that still had leaves on them yet. Readings are coming 12.5, 13, which is perfect, which even 14 isn't bad. Waiting for a truck. We're doing this for somebody. They're bringing their grain cart and trucks. Having a little bit of showing at the head here. Well, quite a bit actually. I'm gonna double check to see if some of my lids are shut. Very positive that I shut that one. Then we got our tailings conveyor. There's a little trap door here, and then the main one to go to the bin. I have the chopper knives. Those are out. Chopper knives are out, which they are. I'm gonna throw those in because we're leaving too much string here. I'm gonna put them in halfway though. Well, so far it's looking good. Comes out of the pods real easy. Got about 21 acres done here. Beans are 12.5%, 12 to 12.5%. They're averaging 13 on the dot, so well, perfect. See, there's still little leaves and green stem in here, but combine's handling them just fine, so it's definitely not as bad as last year. On this back part of the field now, so around those trees up there, it goes back, tucks back up, or goes back up into the open part. There's another open part back here. They were able to get another load in here, or into the mill. We have another grain cart and another truck to fill. Alright, well, Jeremy's running the cart. I don't remember if I stated this in the beginning of the video or not, but that's not our tractor. We're doing this field for somebody, and that's his cart and tractor along with the truck. Jeremy hopped in there. We're finishing up here. We're gonna cut a combine dump yet. Just stopped that cart off. We got that truck topped off. Getting her done in the old 8100. It's a 525 J&M grain cart. So for you John Deere fans, we're getting up on the last little bit here. Before we shut down, so I think I'm gonna do one more pass here. Guess if there's just a tiny little bit sitting in the grain tank, that's fine, but Shouldn't be. That cart, I couldn't even see grain yet, so I think we should be good. Oh yeah, good day, 50 acres. So, got past my 45. I'm happy. Morning. It's the next day. Got a couple things to do. The combine, I'm gonna wash windows. I have to replace a sickle guard on the head. I think Dave's gonna take care of that. And then we should be rolling. So we're just fueling up and we're gonna do our daily grease. Try to finish up here. We just checked the beans. We're not ready to go yet. They're still tough yet. We didn't have much for a frost last night, but we just didn't have sun this morning. This is the first of the sun today, so. But we did have a breeze, but now we have a pretty good breeze going. Probably next half hour is my guess. Throwing through some of my settings right now for the machine. So we got our rotor speed at 540. Fan speed is at 1060. Concaves are at 12. Lower sieve 10, which that's the chaffer. And then upper sieve is 18. I just punched in the default setting to get started, and usually for beans this thing on default runs good. If the beans are dry, it's actually kind of hard to throw them out the back, so our biggest issue is shelling at the head, which you can play around with reel speed, you can play around with going faster or slower at the combine. Really, at the end of the day, if you don't have an air reel, you're going to lose some at the head. Would be nice to have an air reel, but that would probably be something on a different header. These things definitely picked up moisture overnight. We're in those upper 13s, so, and some 14s here. Alright, so I'm just finishing up with this farm here. There's just this little bit yet, and then we're gonna head down the road that way. The mill closes at 4, so we ain't gonna get really much more done. At least get switched over to that other farm and then get a little bit cut and fill stuff up again. Be back into the week tomorrow. It's gonna be Monday, and hopefully they'll be open a little later. Cook through those, and then I'm not sure where we're headed to next, but somewhere. Just got done. Got, I think it was like 15 acres done here. I think we got like 60, 70 acres done today. So, not too bad. These beans were running about 11%, so not too bad. And truck's filled up, and so is the cart. We don't like leaving stuff on the combine, just for sake of wear and tear on the scales from it sitting on there all night, which probably doesn't matter. But then if you get a dew, it can be, you know, you have all those beans that stick there, or, you know, even with corn too, and you have all the kernels that stick on there, and it just turns into a mess. So we keep it empty and shut the flaps. Day 3. I'll walk up here and pick these beans out, see what they look like. Past noon now, so they've had quite a bit of drying time. We've had sun all morning. Yesterday we didn't have any sun until about 11, so it didn't dry very well, and even when we were started, it was like, you know, 13, 14, 15%. I'm gonna have to lose this sweatshirt. Getting warm out. This camera definitely doesn't do this justice, but we're on a pretty good hillside right now. I'll try to get it the camera where it could show. It's about level with me, so it gets a little steeper up there, so But you can tell the combine is dog tracking a little bit. Alright, just got done with this field. Had to cut that hillside a certain way to avoid some of the uneven ground, so the head picked up everything. So I had to take like little bits and pieces off of it because you'd have a little hump there and the head doesn't have enough flex to get around it and it's so wide. So I had to do a little bit of that, but otherwise that went well. So we're done here and we're moving that way now. So, and then after that, probably another 3 miles then. So, but see how quickly we get through stuff today. Got this small field done, or just wrapping it up, and then there's one back here. There's a trail that goes through it. It's technically one field, but you could say it's two, but there's a trail that goes down to the center of it. Here's like it's 30 acres. So that's what we have to do next here. So just finished up here. I'm gonna go across this terrace or whatever. I'm gonna go dump first though. That happened. Alright, on to the next. Got all that done. Calling on this next farm here. A lot of these beans are laid over one way. Got her down to 2.5. Trying to pick all these up. But moisture's at 11. We're going through some of these spots. These are what we're dealing with. Like that over there, I'm not gonna get. It's not even gonna try to go through it. Just gonna go around the green here. Alright, so we're on day 4 of harvest. Kind of came to an abrupt end last night. It got like tough out right when the sun went down. It pretty much shut us down. So we got 15 acres done on that farm last night. So we have the rest of that one to go. And there's a little 13-acre piece down the road. Then we're moving down that road up there a little ways. Dad's working on a semi right now. And I'm just getting this field up, and then I'm gonna go over and get stuff ready. I think it's a little too tough yet. I'm gonna give it an hour. There's even still some moisture on the lawn. My boots are a little wet, so we do have a slight breeze. Won't take long, and just the fact of waiting a little bit. So got this project to do yet. So yeah, that's what we're dealing with. Don't exactly know how that happens, but my guess is, you know, just with the compaction in the ground, and we've ripped in frost before. We didn't really do much of it last year, but I don't know, I guess things wear. But it looked like it was welded on before, so probably just gave way. But just don't know how that happens in the first place though. But stuff happens. What's going on, everybody? So it's the next day. Yesterday we were hopscotching around farms a little bit, trying to find some dry beans, and now we're on these here. Did a bit of lodging in here. So last night we quit early We got started here. We quit early because we were losing way too much at the head, so we were hoping to get a dew on them so we didn't lose as much. We had a lot of head chatter. These beans are so brittle that everything just falls apart, and they're actually a lot better than they were last night. So the little bit of moisture we picked up overnight really helped. These were running about 12.5. The moisture was good, it's just the stalks were brittle. They're still showing at the head. These were some of our first beans that were ready to go. Honestly, should have been in here a little earlier getting at them. Funny how every year there's a different struggle with stuff. We deal like this year, we're dealing with this, and then last year we were dealing with green stem, and this year it's kind of a mixture. Everything: dry beans, green stem, wet beans, dry stalks, all that. It's very interesting sometimes. Those days where I feel hippity hoppity. Today is not one of those days where I feel hippity hoppity, so with my working sunglasses back on, it's a lot better. Finished up with this field here. We'll call this one the schoolhouse because the house that's right there actually used to be an old schoolhouse, so the one half of it did, and then there was another house built onto it. So we're moving up to the next field on this farm. It's about 45-50 acres on the other side of this woods here. So this one was a little slow going due to the lodging that was in here. The beans actually did a lot better than I was suspecting them to from opening it up last night, so there's a plus side. I'm a little bit happier than I was this morning. Started on this next field, this big field here, and Dad is running the semi in. We only have one semi right now. The other one is at the shop right now getting stuff checked out. They have to do something with the clutch because the clutch was really tight on that one. Getting that done, and then they're gonna grease it and check stuff over. Stuff's running good here, so we're gonna keep cruising, try to get this field knocked out, and then we're just gonna go right down the road that way, it sounds like. So these are standing a lot nicer. Noticed I had a bad section down there, right there. Then I go down and fix that. Combine's full. Dad's taking the truck in, and I don't have a grain cart driver today, so one of those days. I don't know what it is with me this year, and like half passes or like 7 feet or one row or whatever at the end of the field. I just can't escape that this year. It's been on almost every field. But with this new planter, it's really hard to depict where your actual rows are because you got where your planter passes are. So we have a 30-foot head here. The planter is a 30-foot planter as well. Which is a 12 rows. This head takes 12 rows, and it's with the row shutoffs, it's hard to depict where you're at. Only 1 or 2 rows that are wider in between each planter pass from the guidance messing up. So, and they were all in the wrong spot. So I just had to guess where to break the field open. So, is what it is. Just one more pass that this combine has to take, so, but no biggie. But we're finishing up here. I don't know if we're gonna move tonight or not, so the moisture, this field averaged 10.6% for the moisture, so pretty dry. But we took, and one of the things that I found to help the most is with the shelling at the head is lowering the reel speed. It gets kind of hard when a lot of this stuff is laying down. You know, as the sun starts to go down, now it's actually starting to toughen up just enough that we really aren't having much of a problem, so it's a good thing. We are done for today. The mill is shut down for the night, so it isn't worth going over and just picking a grain cart. We won't get much of that field opened up, so we're gonna call her a night and get back at it tomorrow. So that's gonna wrap this video up. It's probably been long enough, so I hope you guys enjoyed. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and we will catch you guys in the next one.